What is up, Evil Dead fans? In this video, we're going to talk about this. The Kandarian Dagger that was made by Monster Collectors on Etsy. Now, if you know, this derives directly from the Evil Dead 1 dagger that turned into Evil Dead 2. And this is another cast of it. I've gone over before all the changes up here. I want to talk about the blade. Now, when I got the information on this one, I was told that the blade was resculpted. I did a little research, which I should have done a long time ago. And I talked to Ryan Lewis about this as well. And this blade, this specific blade, isn't a full resculpt. It is resculpted to an extent, but it's not a full resculpt. This is seen in Evil Dead 2. If you look at the thumbnail that I posted, you can see the original dagger used for Evil Dead 2 is in there with this blade. Everything, after referencing those photos and watching Evil Dead 2 and kind of seeing scenes where you see this blade kind of slope down a little bit like this, I had to do a little research after seeing that, and per the photo and in the thumbnail, everything is the same except a few things. All of these little spine pieces are exactly the same except for one, and it was this one right here. But if you look closely, you'll see a line right there. So that was a fix, that was a repair, that was a resculpt. So it wasn't fully resculpted. Right there, you can see that line. So that's not privy or original to that other dagger. That was a fix resculpt. Another thing, I was talking with Ryan Lewis about this as well, is the length. This is shorter. It should have another few inches on the end of it, at least a couple more. And you can see the buildup of sculpt on the end here and how it's very blunt at the end, not sharp anymore. And really kind of fatter through this area here, which it should be thinned out per that photo. So that was really the only thing that was resculpted on this blade. So this is an original, this is from Evil Dead 2. Not directly, of course, because this is from a mold of a mold, as far as I know. And then this was made from it. When it comes to availability, again, I don't think, as far as I've heard, I think he's done selling these. I think that ship has sailed. If you got one of these, congratulations, you got a really cool lineage piece. If you didn't, sorry, maybe in the future there'll be an opportunity somewhere. But yeah, I really, really love this piece. So let's talk about length here. This one, as of right now, from here to here is 12 inches. Now let's bring on this one that I did. And remember, when I talk about this one that I did, this one I call the Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 2. This is more of, the blade is the same length as a Trick Tree Studios. This is about a 16-inch blade from here to here. And when you see it in the backside of Annie, you can see it's thicker. You'll notice the difference in thickness. See that right there? You'll see it thicker when it's all bobbing around and shit like that. So, this is 16 inches, right at 16. And that one's a 12. You add a couple more inches, so it means it's about 14 inches. Right around the 14, 15 inch mark is where this should be. I wouldn't actually go all the way to 16 inches because it would be really super thin by the end of it. So let's just hold these up kind of like that, where the blade length is. You can see this one, this longer one, is another 4 inches. So I would say this one should be about 14, right in that realm of 14 inches. But yeah, that's some information that I came across. And again, if you see it like this, you can see it on certain shots in the film when it's laying down. You'll see that little slope right there. And if you want to double check, take a screenshot of the thumbnail that I provided for this video, And that is Tom's original Evil Dead 2 dagger. That was Evil Dead 1. Originally turned Evil Dead 2. That is the one. So, yeah. Again, if you got a hold of one of these, congratulations. I know people have gotten these in the past directly from Tom. This is the same one that he was selling. So if you're wondering if it was the same one or if it wasn't, it is the same one. So it comes from the same molds. So very, very great piece. Again, if you want me to mention all of this stuff, all the changes up here, I have another video talking about that. And yeah, great piece. And to end this video off, I did do some more work to the Evil Dead 1 book sculpt. I posted it first on the Knights of Samaria page on Facebook. And I'm going to show you guys right now that video. So enjoy it. Hopefully you do. And until next time, you guys stay groovy. What is up, Knights of Samaria? I figured I'd show you guys a little update on this sculpt for the cover of Evil Dead 1 and kind of show you where I'm at. So a lot more details have been put into it. I want to thank David Bartrug again for sending me a photo that I was direly in need for to do more embellishment for this eye. So thank you again, David. You may be wondering why I'm embellishing so much on all the different things put into it, all the different lines. It's because, again, I'm making a positive, it'll be turned into a negative, and then into covers. So with that being said, you will lose a little bit of the depth, so I'm putting a lot of embellishment into it. Where I'm at right now, I'm reworking the mouth. From here up to here, and just this little edge has been redone. You can see the old mouth right here, and it's been brought out further. So what I'm doing is I'm working my way around and changing things up. And I can't fill the rest of this in until this part is done. So the next part with this edge here, because this edge needs to be higher according to the lighting, and then a part needs to be brought out further, but just a little bit lower, just a touch lower so the light doesn't quite hit it. You can see this edge is a little bit lower than the lip. So let's get a good look at it. And I will do the lighting trick. One thing I did is I actually filled this in just a little bit more because it was just like a U shape. Not a big fan of that. It needs to be correct. As close as possible, obviously. There is an overhang on this side right here. This spot I thought was flush, or actually raised out a little bit. But looking at various different photos and things like that, and again, thank you to David Bartrug for the photo he sent me. I can see that it was basically imprinted but almost flush. But there is a solid line right here that goes down and over, so it is imprinted a little bit. So I want to get it as close as possible before the burnt look, more of like when you first see it. And over here, there is a piece of cover that's kind of hanging out. I will do that when I do the extension. I will remove a little bit of this edge here to make it right. I don't want to remove too much because that is very close to the line where the binding is, or the spine. So let's take a peek at what the cover would look like so far, just the front cover. So that's what you would get from the front cover. From here and here, here and here and there. The binding's on the other side. This is the size of basically a DVD cover. The spine will be 1.5 inches on width. So we'll have that wide spine, and it's gonna look very cool. Let's check it out under different lighting. And again, tomorrow I'm going to add that other overhang over here, and then the next one, then work my way back around. But there's an update so far with the Evil Dead 1